The story you're about to hear comes from a land far, far beyond your maps, the land of magical Rome universe, where magic is real, the gods are watching, and ambition is a dangerous game. My name is Gellius Varro. Those who know me as a friend, men and women just like you, they call me the keeper of stories. Stories about magic, adventure, danger, and the shadows that haunt magical Rome universe. Draw closer now. Let us begin. Today, I'm talking to one of the regulars who visits the little Tiber. His name is Sentius, a merchant who supplies wine to my tavern. I had found him sitting alone at the regulars' table, so I called him over to the bar where I gave him a generous serving of wine and mixed it with water. "Ah, this one is from my stock," Sentius said as he gulped the wine. I nodded. "It has a smoky flavor that comes from sitting in my cellar." Sentius looked at me curiously. "Smoky? Yes, your wine is smoky, but it also has a certain quality." "So true," I said, pouring him more wine. "And there is a story how I found that out." "A story?" Sentius said and laughed a jolly laugh. That was so like him. "Well, go on then. Tell me your tale, keeper of stories." I poured water in his half-filled cup and began. "There is a ruffian called Atelius who had been stealing my customers. I saw him a few months ago, lurking outside my tavern, talking to men when they left after a night of revelry. As weeks went by, these customers, the same ones whom Atelius had whispered to, stopped coming to the little Tiber. I was devastated. Many of them went back 15 years when I had opened my tavern. Later, I found out that Atelius was delivering wine along the streets on the Romulan and Rivian hills, even as far as the Leopoldin in the north. Instead of selling wine from a tavern like respectable tavern keepers do, he was using a horse-drawn carriage. Tiber on wheels, he calls his slippery business." Sentius took another sip and nodded. "He defiles the Tiber's name." "Then I heard whispers," I continued. "With his ill-gotten coin, Atelius planned to buy more chariots and horses and expand his trade to all 7 hills of our mighty city. One day, 6 months ago, I confronted the mongrel and told him to stop poaching my customers. The little Tiber is a social anchor, I told him. I give weary men warm atmosphere and gentle revelry." But Atelius laughed in my face. "I'm a self-starter. I sell convenience," he sneered. "They love me." He laughed some more and hopped onto his horse carriage. Moments later, Tiber on wheels cantered down the street, wine amphoras rattling. As days went by, more and more of my customers stopped coming. The nearby taverns had been facing the same fate. The feisty Tiber had shut down. The owner had left a mighty city in shame. And Tiber number 1, another tavern, was headed toward closing its doors. A fine man, the owner, and a good friend. All this devastation because of Tiber on wheels. Suddenly men came knocking, those whom I owed coin, and to make matters worse, my servers left one by one. I had reached the depths of despair. People called me stubborn. Some even said arrogant, too proud to shut down my tavern that lay close to ruin. Only Jellia, my daughter, she believed in me. We will prevail, father, Jellia told me the day when not one customer walked in. That gave me courage. Jellia has that effect on me. So I did not accept defeat and kept the doors open. A week later, for no apparent reason, 10 customers came to the little Tiber, then 25 the next day. After a month, their strength had returned to the good old days and kept growing. I did not know for certain what caused this reversal in fortune, but I'd like to think it is the quality of my wine that drew them back to the little Tiber. The servers began returning, and my creditors were happy with me. Overjoyed, I went about the motions of running a successful tavern, and yet a part of me was unfulfilled. I had not done anything intentional to deserve this blessing, so my victory, if you can call it a victory, felt hollow. Sentius thumped his cup on the bar and gave me a curious look. It is muttered among men, when guards are down and their tongues loose, that there is something unique in your wine, a certain vitality. Tired men feel rested, broken men feel mended, and men who are haunted feel safe once again. I supply wine to many taverns, but I have never heard them speak of other taverns' wines like they do about yours. Vitality, I echoed Sentius. Is it the temperature of your cellar or the texture of your wine amphorae? What gives your wine its vitality, he asked. Or is it your pouring technique? I laughed nervously. Pouring technique? Yes, that's it. I had learned how to pour wine in the back streets of little towns that lie along the Tiber River. A stirring began in the pit of my stomach as I said those words, because I knew I had spoken a lie. The regulars were coming in and gathering near the fireplace. That's where they sit. Sentius took a last sip and went to join his friends. As he left the bar, the guilty stirring crept up my chest into my throat, and a thought flashed in my mind. My wine is stored in the same cellar where a strange and magical incident had happened 10 years ago. Could it be that the ancient powers that swirl inside the cellar have infused my wine with magical qualities that you and I will simply call vitality? Vitality that brought my customers back to me. If you have not heard about the strange incident I speak of, listen to the story called The Vanished Scrolls. The tale is told and you have heard the truth. All my stories are carried in your universe by the storyteller A. David Singh. If you wish to hear more, 7 epic tales wait for you at the gates of magicalrome.com/epic. That is magicalrome.com/EPIC. I am Gellius Varro, and I will return with another story very soon.